What's up, everybody? It's Super Heavy Sam here with a new video doing my Saturday reviews. But before we get into that, I want to do some housekeeping. Work has been pretty hectic, so with that being said, it's been very hard to read like 4 comics, 5 comics, and then sit and write a script and make sure everything that I want to say is being said, and then have it all out within 2 days with editing and whatnot. So what's going to end up happening is we're still going to get a Saturday review, but it's not going to be as lengthy as it used to be with me going down the line with like 4 and 5 comics. So what's going to end up happening is I'm going to put out pretty much kind of like a video every day type thing. So Saturday is going to pretty much start it, and then you'll get one Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday sets the new comic book day week, and then I just keep going from there. This allows me to make shorter videos, to edit better, and to make sure that I have content out, because I do not want to get lazy. I am recording this right now on Saturday, and then I'm going to edit it and then have it out Saturday, well, today being Saturday, this evening or this afternoon, or however it may be. So with that being said, it's really not going to be too much of an intro, because as you see, I got Quidditch playing in the background. That's probably going to be something new that I do, just showing some gameplay while I talk. That way you don't have to focus on me, and you can just set it off to the side, or you can just check out the game that I'm showing. But let's dive on in. We got Wolverine issue 1. So I read Wolverine issue 1, and honestly it's too early for me to make a fair review. But I can say that it is a good story, it makes sense, and it's something I can follow, because we have Wolverine Revenge, and then we had another Wolverine that dropped a few weeks back that has, from what I read, nothing to do with this. But there's a lot of Wolverine going on. So if you're a big Wolverine fan, this is the perfect time to be a Wolverine fan, because they're dropping Wolverine content left and right. But the story takes place before X-Men 2024 and the Uncanny X-Men 2024. To be honest, I don't read too much X-Men. It really hasn't been my thing. The last one I read is the one I think took place after House of M, where like they were stationed in that big tree in the middle of New York. That's the last X-Men I read, and didn't even finish it, honestly. I think I left off, spoilers ahead, they resurrected Cyclops, then you find out that the mutants are being resurrected and stuff like that. Like they're not staying down. But spoilers ahead for comics, and spoilers ahead for future reviews, because it is super hard to talk about comics without spoilers. So if you don't want spoilers, don't watch. If you don't care, I appreciate you watching, and if you just want straight up spoilers, just keep watching still. So we have Wolverine Logan, whatever you want to call him, pretty much back in his roots, living in the wild. He finds a wolf pack and befriends them and hangs out with them. Then we're introduced to a character named Cyber, who is hunting down Wolverine in revenge for the last time they met. Apparently Cyber is Wolverine's old commanding officer in the military. Cyber starts taking out police, hunters, and even takes out Wolverine's wolf pack to get Wolverine's attention. All while we have Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is seen in the comic book in quite a few panels, who also comes into the woods to track down Wolverine, and more specifically to save him from Nightcrawler's words, quote unquote, from himself. Because we all know the longer Wolverine goes without human interactions, the more animal he becomes, which is not a good thing in the long run. Nightcrawler does find himself and is able to convince him that the team needs him and gets him to wear his iconic yellow suit again. And during all this, they hear a scream off in the distance, and Wolverine and Nightcrawler run off to see who it is, with Wolverine pretty much stating that I have an idea who's causing this, but let's go check this out. They arrive at the site of hunters, and the hunters realize that Wolverine and Nightcrawler are indeed mutants and not the Avengers, and then they start being all snooty and mean and saying this is all your fault, and I hope whoever's chasing you takes you out. Because in my opinion, what is the difference between the Avengers and the X-Men? Absolutely nothing. Captain America got his powers from a serum. Hulk radiation. It's like, if you think about it, they're all mutants. So I really don't get the hate on the X-Men for what they are, when the Avengers pretty much make up like the same kind of team, minus Iron Man, and some will argue Hawkeye, but there's been speculation that Hawkeye is actually a mutant because of how well he can see. But that's neither here or there. But you hear a gunshot, rings out, it actually clips Nightcrawler on the side of the face, but it didn't get him fully because that's when Wolverine knocks him out of the way. Wolverine then proceeds to see Cyber, chases him down and gives him the work. Like, he's just Cyber. If you don't know, if you haven't read yet, his body is adamantium. So even still, Wolverine is able to take this guy out, and you actually see it in one of the panels where Wolverine is like, even though you're made out of adamantium, your insides are still soft, so he just starts ringing guys' bell. And at the same time, we're also getting dialogue boxes where, you know, we see this object in a cave, and it kind of looks like an egg, but it moves fluid, like it has movement to it. And there's talk about false metal and it just being angry. Cyber is able to get away. Going back to the fight, he's able to get away because as Wolverine is chasing him down, Cyber says, hey, your buddy Nightcrawler is back at the camp, probably bleeding out. You keep staying chasing after me, he could be gone by now. And this actually, does worry Wolverine, and he does run back to the camp to check on Nightcrawler, which, he is okay by the time he gets there. There was a doctor at the camp who, made sure Nightcrawler, made it through. But the story ends with us finding out that this thing in the cave is some sort of like a liquid metal. It infused with Cyber, and it called it a purge. So Cyber has pretty much his body is gold now because this metal was gold, and it called it a purge. It took over Cyber's kind of like psyche, and it has something against adamantium. I can see this going further since we have adamantium, and then there's vibranium. But we already know vibranium kind of has its own thing, has its own story going off to the side. But it would be nice that whatever they're doing with this whole purge thing kind of goes into that too. But as I mentioned before, the story was great. It made sense. I can see myself putting this on my pull list, but it wasn't really enough for me to say, oh, it's amazing, this is an absolute banger. But it was good. I would recommend it, like I said, for Wolverine fans. this is you guys' month, actually like half of the year, because Wolverine is just dropping stuff. And I read Wolverine's Revenge, which was also really good. The reason you probably don't see a review for it is because I read that before I started this segment of reviewing. But with that being said, if you made it this far into the video, I love you, I appreciate you. Please like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. That's assuming you haven't got Hulk smashed. Later, guys.